Let's talk about something that sounds like pure fantasy, bending reality. Like in the movies. But what if there's more to it? What if it's something we can actually do? So let's just ask it straight up. Can we actually bend reality? I mean, really, it's this huge, mind-bending question that people have been wrestling with forever. Well, you're probably guessing the answer isn't a simple yes or no, and you'd be right. It really comes down to what we even mean by reality and bending. Are we talking about, the hardcore laws of physics, or are we talking about our own personal experience of the world? And does bending mean you have to break the rules or just nudge them a little? Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. So to get our heads around this, we're going to look at it from 3 totally different angles. We'll start with the science, the nuts and bolts. Then we'll zoom into the psychological side of things. And finally, we'll open it up to the spiritual perspective. Okay, first up, the scientific view. Let's get grounded. What do the cold, hard laws of the universe say about all this? This is the big one, right? The superhero version. Can a person literally, snap their fingers and change the laws of physics? Can we defy gravity? Can we turn back time? Let's be honest, that's what we all think of first. So, from a purely scientific standpoint, the answer is a pretty hard no. We can't just levitate. Sorry to burst that bubble. But here's the twist. While we can't break the rules, we've gotten incredibly good at playing the game. We figured out how to fly by inventing planes, not by defying gravity. We build entire civilizations. We shape cultures. We literally change how people see the world. So, in a very real way, we are bending how reality works for us on a human level. And that brings us to this really important idea. Think of it like a computer. We can't change the deep, fundamental operating system of the universe, but we are constantly writing and rewriting the software that runs on top of it, this human layer. All our technology, our societies, our stories, that's the stuff that actually shapes our day-to-day lives. And we do this in a few key ways. First, we invent tools and tech. Think about the internet. It totally rewired how we connect with each other. Second, we create stories. Movies, books, media, they literally build our cultures from the ground up. And third, we reframe beliefs. A movement for civil rights doesn't change physics, but it absolutely changes reality by changing what millions of people believe is right and just. Okay, so that's the big collective picture. Now let's zoom way, way in. Let's shift from the outside world of physics and society to the world that exists right between our ears. I love this quote because it just nails the psychological view. You can have 2 people walking down the exact same street at the exact same time, but if one is joyful and the other is bitter, are they really in the same world? Their internal reality, what they notice, what they feel, is completely different. It's like our mind is this powerful filter. You know that thing where you decide you want a red car and suddenly you see red cars everywhere? The cars were always there. Your mind just tuned into them. It's the exact same with opportunities or with problems for that matter. Whatever you focus on, that's what your world is made of. The stories you tell yourself, well, they become your reality. That's you bending your reality. And this isn't just some abstract idea. We have actual tools for this. When you go to a therapist, what are you doing? You're rewriting your own story. When an athlete visualizes winning a race, they're literally shaping their reality to make it happen. These are real, powerful ways to take the driver's seat in your own experience. All right, we've looked at the outer world and the inner world. Now, let's take one more step out into a space that's a bit more metaphysical, a view you'll find in a lot of spiritual traditions. In this way of looking at things, the whole metaphor changes. Reality isn't some fixed, solid thing, like a block of concrete. It's more like a giant cosmic tapestry. And the coolest part? We're not just looking at it. We're the ones holding the needles. We're the weavers. And some people, according to this view, get so good at this, so conscious of the process, that they have a special name. They're called thread walkers. These are people who are intentionally, consciously working with the threads of reality to weave the life they want. So what are these threads? What are we actually weaving with? Well, the first one is choice. Just think about it. Every single decision you make, every yes, every no, is like picking up a new color of thread and weaving it into your own personal tapestry. It changes the whole pattern. The next thread is thought. And this is a little deeper than just perception. In this view, your thoughts and beliefs aren't just a filter, they're the actual blueprint. They're the design that tells you how to weave all the other threads together. And the third thread is emotion. The idea here is that your feelings, your emotions, they put out a kind of energy, a frequency. And like a magnet, that frequency attracts things back to you. People, experiences, situations that are on that same wavelength. Okay, so we've gone from science to psychology to the spiritual. That's a lot. So what's the bottom line here? What's the big takeaway? How do we make sense of all this? This quote really just says it all. To bend reality isn't about brute force. It's not about breaking the laws of physics. It's something much more subtle, much more elegant. It's about tuning your own frequency, aligning your inner world with the outer world you want to experience. And here's the thing, you're already doing this every single day. Think about it. When you speak your truth when everyone else is silent, you're bending social reality. When you choose to be kind to someone, you literally change their reality in that moment. Every time you imagine a better future and take one small step towards it, you are weaving that reality into existence. So let's just get this straight. This is not Hollywood magic. We're not talking about making spoons bend with your mind or anything like that. That's the fantasy version. The real power, the thing we actually have, is something we can call our spiritual agency. It's the sweet spot where all three of these views overlap. It's about using your choices, managing your perceptions, and taking intentional action to shape the world you live in. So that really just leaves one final question, and this one's for you. Knowing that you're a weaver, that you're holding these threads of choice and thought and emotion right now in your hands, what kind of reality are you going to weave today?